Google is looking for new office space in the Big Apple in Manhattan. How much space? About half the Chrysler Building. That is a lot of space if you're not familiar with the Chrysler Building. Eliot Brown is here with the details. So Eliot, I know Google, they have a huge warehouse downtown already. How big are they expanding?
Well, so what they're sort of, I mean, it seems to be in relatively early stages, but they're talking to landlords about something that would expand by roughly 80% from what they have currently. Now, what's sort of funny about this is they bought this gigantic building that used to be a freight warehouse and owned by the Port Authority. And that is about the size of the Empire State Building. But because the last landlord had all sorts of long-term leases, they can't expand enough in it quickly. Right. And so they've had to go out on the private market and look for other...
And the building that we just showed there, that was the building at 33rd Street, that one of the buildings they're looking at, right? I've been in that building. There's AP's in there, BBC's, and they have a basketball court on the roof.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Has it. Little things you know.
So it's
in the city.
That building, it's a big stumpy building. And
yeah, it's a big stumpy building.
Google,
so they're looking
Facebook,
in there.
a lot of these tech companies really like these giant floor plates so that you can, run around on scooters and have space for ping pong, but also yell at each other across the room like a trading floor.
So that's one. They're looking at another one, right?
Yeah, the St. John's Terminal, which is another really large floor plate building in the West Village. And, I'm sure there's others. We're trying to learn.
Now, is this because they're... It's interesting, your story. Is this because the business is expanding so much, which I'm sure it is, you look at their property now, or just that they want to expand their operations in New York City?
So both. I mean, clearly Google's expanding, right? But they also were really surprised at how strong the demand by their employees was to be in New York. So they have a lot more space out in the Bay Area, but here, I think it's their second biggest in the world. Certainly their second biggest outpost in the country. They have another big one in the UK. And it's just the idea of the lifestyle of New York is a place where they want to recruit talent. And so there's a lot of really smart engineers that don't want to live in San Francisco or Silicon Valley, and a lot of them want to live in New York.
Want to live here. Now, in terms of Google's size as an employer in the city, where are they now and where would this put them?
That's a good question. I actually don't know where they stack up. They have roughly, I think, something around 4,000 employees, and the banks can have tens of thousands. But what's been happening, and we see this really clearly in the real estate market, is all the big banks in the past 5 years have all been shrinking continuously. A lot of them still getting smaller and smaller, and even if they're keeping their headcounts the same, they're getting smaller offices, making people more dense. All the tech firms, that's what's been driving the growth of the office market.
What is it? Tech, high tech, new media, that kind of thing. Us a little bit, I'd like to think, right? We got some new digs a couple years ago. All right, Eliot Brown, thank you very much. Good story.
Thank you.